Welcome to Cooking with Sherry with the Instant Pot. I am doing this in honor of my mama, because that's what I call her as a good Southern girl, because she A, somewhat fears her Instant Pot, and B, gets very annoyed at the fact that I don't write down my recipes for her to be able to duplicate it. So I'm doing this visual demonstration for her and for her friends that don't know how to use an Instant Pot. So I thought I would start with a very Southern recipe because it also enables me to use up some ingredients that I have that I need to get rid of out of my freezer and out of my refrigerator. So what I do when I cook is I have the trash can out so that I can throw away as I go, and I have a sink full of hot soapy water that I throw things in as I go to make cleanup as easy as possible. My mother can attest to the fact that I do clean up as I go, and by the time dinner is on the table, all that needs to be clean are the dishes that we're eating off of, and maybe one pot from the stove or a few dishes. But I do clean as I go. If you hear that little voice in the background, that is my dog Popcorn, due to the fact that I have chicken and sausage out here to go in the Instant Pot, and he loves pig. And he's hoping so very much that I'm going to drop a morsel or toss something his way. So, cooking with the Instant Pot. First of all, you can put frozen meat in the Instant Pot. The only difference is that it takes longer to come to pressure because of the temperature of the frozen food. But you can put it in there frozen. I'm choosing not to do that tonight. So I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of butter. And the reason I do that is so that the rice will not stick to the bottom of the pot. Because as my cousin, the chef, Aaron, can tell you, when I cooked a big old batch of chicken bog on summer vacation, it burned to the bottom and that smell went throughout the whole rice and it was not pretty. So next I'm going to layer with onions. That is about the approximate amount as a 1/2 cup, and I'm doing that because I'm really kind of halving the recipe because it's just my daughter and I that are going to eat it, and that's really all I have to put in there. But normally I would put a cup of onions in there and double all the ingredients that I'm about to put in here. The next thing that I am going to put in is the rice. It is 2 cups of rice. Now you need to know with the Instant Pot, your ratio of rice to water is exactly even because the Instant Pot doesn't evaporate as much water and your rice will not come out right. So 2 cups of rice to 2 cups of chicken stock. Next, I'm going to put in the secret ingredient that Southerners are going to be appalled that I do this, but hey, I'm a working single mom. I do the best I can. So I put in an envelope of Lipton onion soup recipe, and really it should be a 1/2 cup, a 1/2 package, sorry, because this is a 1/2 recipe, but we'll see how it turns out. So then all that needs to go in is the meat, and that is approximately 2 cups of chicken and about 1.5 cups of kielbasa. Now that is turkey kielbasa. So my dog may be getting excited over there who likes pig, but it's really turkey kielbasa. Now, one of the things I will say would just be adulterous to the chicken bog is if you use canned chicken or rotisserie chicken to make this, because one of the secrets to chicken bog coming out right is that you use chicken in raw form so that the juices from the chicken mix in with all the ingredients in the Instant Pot. Now, not most people do this, but I do. I put in a teaspoon of chili powder. You can also use smoked paprika. If you use smoked paprika, don't use as much. And I know what my mother's saying. She says, oh, there's that teaspoon that's been missing from my collection of teaspoons from 1960 something. Well, yeah, I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. I found it in a Tupperware thing of some kind of mix you sent over with me and have forgotten to give it back to you. My apologies. And I know she's like grimacing, thinking, I wondered where that was. So I can hear her now. So I also put in pepper, kind of enough to just cover the whole top in the Instant Pot. And you can stir it, you cannot stir it. The thing about the Instant Pot is it ends up mixing up. Now with a lot of chicken recipes, I like to just do a whole big pot of shredded chicken to be able to use later. But like I said, if you don't use raw chicken with chicken bog, it doesn't come out very well. My apologies for earlier. This is the first time I've used this video app that I downloaded, and so I forgot to keep my thumb pressed down to talk about the time and all with the Instant Pot. So once you get the lid locked, you make sure the valve is set all the way back and down so that you have maximum pressure, and know that the time that you set on the Instant Pot is the time that it cooks after it comes to pressure. So that's why you can start with frozen meat and it not be a problem. It just won't cook under pressure until it gets to a certain temperature, which means the chicken or meat has defrosted, thawed, and is now at a temperature to reach pressure. So it just takes longer to get to pressure, but it cooks the same amount of time. Now you can cook chicken in the Instant Pot under pressure in 12 minutes, boneless chicken breasts like that, which are actually the longest cooking that you need. Rice takes 18 minutes. So I set the Instant Pot manually to high pressure on 18 minutes. At 18 minutes, the valve will start letting out steam, and then you let it release the steam on its own. Although you can manually do it, I don't suggest it. Also, make sure you have your Instant Pot pulled out where it's not underneath cabinets, because the steam will get all over the cabinets, and if for some reason you've got liquid that comes out, it believe me, I've had that problem. It's a disaster and it's not fun to clean up. So you set it, and it automatically, once you put the amount in by either pressing the minus or plus button to get it to the time that you want with a manual button, set it for 18, and then it will wait, get to pressure, and then once it gets to pressure, it will cook for 18 minutes. And it got to pressure within about 4 minutes. So once it's done and all the pressure's released, and it allows you to take the top off, and it won't allow you to take the top off till the pressure's released, then you can take and separate the chicken a little bit more and mix it up. I invested in a set of the claws off of Amazon for $10, where you can shred meat in the Instant Pot or in your skillet or from your broiling pan, whatever. But I just use my Instant Pot a lot, and they go in the dishwasher and come out squeaky clean. And I have found them to be a very valuable tool. So we will see how this turns out in about 15 minutes. Okay, it has been 18 minutes. The Instant Pot is done. Pressure has been released. I didn't even have to come over here and, whoops, and release the valve. It did it on its own. Take off the top, and here you have finished chicken bog. I'm gonna stir up. Okay, here's the finished product. Just be aware that I was wrong about the ratio of water. It is a ratio of 2-to-1 liquid to rice, and that would be way too much sodium by putting 4 cups of chicken stock to 2 cups of rice. So you want to water that down with 2 cups of chicken broth, like was in the original video, but 2 cups more water. Now this probably would be better with dark meat chicken than it is with white meat or mixed, but I don't like dark meat. So please keep in mind that you can use the chicken. Y'all know I'm a big Colombo fan, so I can't help but just say, oh, and just one more thing. While your chicken bog is cooking in the Instant Pot, you have time to set the table, cut up some fruit, and cook some green beans and the leftover chicken stock that you have